Okay, so divas, diamonds, and dolls. This is Femininity with Mama Gail. Let's talk. Sweetie, dolls, feminine young ladies. Listen to Mama Gail. If you never listen to anything I have ever said, listen. Don't you ever let no young man, old man, I don't care who he is, talk to you any kind of way, especially in public, at a restaurant, at a social gathering, at a club, wherever you are, honey. If that brother can't hold his attitude, what it is that he wants to say, if he's out of control and don't have no type of discipline, and he embarrasses you out in the street, in public, girl, you better make sure that's the last time, the first and last time that he ever gets that off. Sweetheart, love you. Let me just share this little story. It's a true story. It happened last week. I'm getting off work 7:30 p.m. A young lady and her boyfriend are walking up the street towards me, a whole block away. I hear him cussing her out, calling her all kind of BITC to the H. Loud, boisterous. I mean, from the depths of his soul, calling her all kind of bees, holes, and a piece of SH. IT. What kind of man does that out in public? You mean to tell me you couldn't wait to get home to have a conversation with your girlfriend, somebody that you claim to love? You have to let it out right then and there? You're out of control. That's compulsive. But my question is to you, diva, doll, diamond, what does that say about you? For you to be with someone who's gonna call you everything but your name out in the street, invite other people into your argument, disagreement, dispute, whatever it is. You don't have no self-love. You have no self-value. That is humiliating and embarrassing. And not only was this young man cussing her out in the street, when they got onto the bus, he continued to cuss her out until their bus stopped. He cussed her out. Of course, she clapped back and said words back to him. But this young lady never emasculated him. She never called him anything but his name. Of course, she cussed him out, but it was not degrading the way that he was degrading and disgracing her in public. Now, this could not have been the first time that this happened. How do you know this, Mama Gail? Because they had 3 of her children with them. Now, the 3 children was so desensitized that it did not bother them that this gentleman, this young man, and their mama was arguing loud, boisterous in the street. The children were unmoved, unbothered, playing amongst each other. And at least one of the children were not his, if any of them at all. Because the one young little boy started saying, "Mommy, I want my daddy," while this gentleman is calling her every biatch. Now, what does that say about your self-worth, your self-value? For you to allow anybody to cuss you out, period, and then second of all, in front of your children. You are teaching your sons that this is how you treat a woman. You are teaching your daughters this is how you are to be treated by a man. No! And whether it's on the street or anywhere, if he talks to you and call you anything outside of your name, daughters, from the rip, the first time, snip, snip. And this is why conversation is so important when you're dating. Because you got to let a joker know straight off the door, which you should not be dating anybody that you have to let know that does not know how to treat you and respect you. But if you do meet someone and you have to have this conversation, you let him know the first time you call me anything but a term of endearing, such as love, beautiful, gorgeous, sexy. You call me anything other than that or my name, there is no second chance. And you gotta mean that thing, because you have to love you more than someone else loves you. You have to respect you and make sure that nobody else ever disrespects you. You have to value you and know your worth. And if that person don't value you, there is somebody out there who will value you. But I mean, this whole thing. Now, this brother, after he cussed her out like that, went home with her. And I'm quite sure the situation defused after a while, even if he slept on the couch that night. He slept in her house, ate her food, got in her bed, still surrounded himself with her children after disrespecting their mother in front of them, teaching them abuse, teaching them dysfunction, and everything must have went away after a couple of days, because that wasn't the first time it happened. The kids had to be used to it. They weren't crying. They weren't trying to rescue their mom and acting anyway like this had never happened before. That's not cute. That's not love. What's wrong with us? Know you. Don't just dress yourself up on the outside. I keep telling you, young ladies. And this young lady was beautiful. I would never have thought, seeing her, that she would allow anyone to ever treat her any kind of way. That young man humiliated, embarrassed her, and she accepted, received it, and allowed him to go home with her. Daughters, diamonds, divas, don't let it happen one time. Snip, snip, cut, you got to go. There is somebody else who's going to love you, who's going to sex you, who's going to treat you better than that, honey. It's not worth you living in abuse and dysfunction just to say that you have a man. This is Mama Gail. That's all I want to say. Love you and have a blessed life, daughters.